Hi, hello, welcome. This practice today is a sequence of postures that will lead to a pose called Padmasana or Lotus Pose. This posture can take a long time to perform well, so be very gentle with yourself. And if you have blood circulation problems, right, probably pass on this particular sequence of postures. Yay. So we're going to start in crocodile. Lying down, on your belly with your arms up over your head, resting your forehead to your mat and relaxing your feet. So let your breath slow down. And let your muscles relax away from your bones. Moving into a state of ease and well-being. If you're experiencing tension in your body that just doesn't want to let go, take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And see if you can let that tension move outside of you. As your breath slows down, feel your belly pressing into and away from the mat. You might even rock your hips very gently side to side to help release some of the deep pelvic muscles. Have one more breath here. And now, with an inhale, move your hands back alongside your ribs. Elbows are bent and fingers spread wide. Tuck your toes. And with your inhale, press down through your hands and lift up onto all fours. Bringing your knees forward so they're right underneath your hips. Place your hands so that your wrist creases are slightly forward of your shoulders. And with your next inhale, come into cow posture. Letting your belly drop down, your head, shoulders, hips lift up. With your exhale, untuck your toes, draw your navel toward your spine, and relax your hips and head downwards. Inhale, tucking your toes, lengthening the front of your spine. Exhale, untucking your toes, rounding your back. Back of spine grows long. One more time, just like that. Inhale, tuck your toes, belly down, hips headed, gaze lift. Exhale, Untucking and rounding at the very bottom of the exhale. Press into your hands just a little bit more and squeeze your navel just a little bit more. And then with your inhale, come to a neutral spine and tuck your toes. With your next inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg, extending the toes and the fingers away from each other. And with your exhale, draw your elbow and knee together. Inhale, reach apart, and exhale, draw in. And we'll keep going, inhaling, exhaling, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And do 4 more with your breath. Slowing your breath down, right? Make your breath nice and slow. And let the breath initiate the movement. After your 4, inhale, reach your hands and foot away from each other and then bring them down to the ground, hand, knee, toes. We'll go right to the other side. So extend your right leg back, your left arm forward, and with your exhale, elbow to knee. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale, just taking this time to strengthen your core. And do 2 more. And then inhale to reach wide, exhale, hand, knee, toes back to the ground. Cross your ankles here, roll over or around your legs, and we're going to lie on our backs. And from here, your knees are bent, feet are on the floor. Bring your right ankle just above your left knee. Then lift your left foot off the floor as you slide your right arm through your legs, your left arm around your legs. Let the hands find each other. And then make your feet active. Reach your toes towards the shins and draw the legs in toward each other. We'll take a few breaths here. Just breathing into any place that feels tight. Good. Here, exhaling, release the hands and let your foot come to the ground. Before we go further, and since my foot is pointing towards you, I want to point towards a couple of things I'd like you to know. Ways of organizing your legs so that you can internally rotate or externally rotate your femur in the hip socket, starting with the foot. Right? So take a moment now and just find the ball mount of your big toe. There is a line that moves this way, ball mount of big toe to the outer heel of the foot, and from the outer heel of the foot, drawing up the leg, up the outside of the leg to the outer hip. This will externally rotate your femur just a little bit, which is fine. But we don't want to walk around with an externally rotated femur. We want it to be in a neutral position. So we find the other line, and that starts at the ball mound of the pinky toe, connects to the inner heel of the foot, and moves up the inner leg to the inner head of the femur, which draws deep into the hip socket, internally rotating the femur. And when we activate both of these lines, right, from the foot, our femur just rests in its hip socket in a pretty neutral position. I want you to know about those two lines because we'll use them from here on out. And I'll just say externally rotate your femur or internally rotate your femur, and you know how to do it from the sole of your foot now. So with your next inhale, we're going to lift up, right? And we're going to bring the left foot towards the right edge of your mat and stack our shins. The right ankle is on top of the left knee and the right knee above the left ankle. You can bring your hands behind you, just being up on your fingertips to help your spine stay nice and long, nice and lifted. Keep your feet active, your toes flexing back towards your shins. Close your eyes and feel your sitting bones on your mat. Take a couple of breaths here in fire log posture. Moving your breath into the places that feel tight. Moving your breath into the places that feel constricted. Letting the breath weave its way through your muscle fibers. Letting them relax and open. One more breath here. Wonderful. Moving your right heel to the outside of your left hip and your left heel to the outside of your right hip. Gomukhasana legs. You can take your hands above each of the knees and help the knees stack. Keeping the feet active, the toes flexed, bring your hands alongside your hips. Feel your sitting bones on your mat. And take a few breaths here. Now, it can take some time before you're able to actually feel the ball mounds of your big toes, the outer or inner heel of your foot. Right? It can take some time to develop that sensitivity. To help you, use your imagination, right? Maybe it's easier if you're a visual person, so here we go, right? You can just see in your mind's eye maybe lines of light connecting these points on your foot and lifting up your leg, so that now you slightly externally rotate your right leg and slightly internally rotate your left leg. And as that is working well, you can draw the sitting bones in and lift your spine up and have one more breath here. Moving to Ardha Matsyendrasana. Place your right foot to the outside of the left leg. Important to keep the ball mount of that big toe, your right big toe, on your mat. Bring your hands behind you and lean back a little bit. Right? Make sure your left heel is far enough away from the hip that you can have both sitting bones pressing down onto the mat. And with an inhale, lengthen the front of your spine. With your exhale, bring your right hand behind you and your left arm to the outside of your right leg, pressing the arm into the leg, sending the ball mount of the big toe closer down to the mat, pressing it into the mat. If you're comfortable here, you can bend your left elbow, bringing the tip of your thumb and forefinger together, placing that hand in Yana Mudra, wisdom seal. Now, find the external rotation in the right leg, starting with the ball mount of the big toe. And as you draw up that line, see if your shoulders turn just a little bit more. You might even easily, comfortably turn your head to look over your back shoulder. Have 3 deep breaths here. After your 3rd exhale, inhale, unwind your twist. Straighten your right leg. Bring the sole of your left foot to your inner thigh. With your hands forward of your hips and on either side of your front leg, stay here, or option 2 is to bring your left hand behind your calf, left calf, move the muscle away from the bone. Right hand can hold the left foot, lift the leg, and place the foot in the hip crease of the right leg, turning the sole of the foot up towards the sky, and the knee stays on the ground. Either way is fine. Yeah, either way is fine. Let's take a deep inhale. Lengthen the front of the spine, creating a cow shape in the torso. And then as you exhale, draw your navel back as you fold forward. At the bottom of the exhale, pause. And then inhale, lengthen the front of your spine again. And as you exhale, fold forward. One more time. Inhale, lengthen the front of your spine. And exhale, folding forward. If you can easily hold your foot, hold on to your foot. Draw your chin down and back towards your throat. And maybe you rest your forehead on your shin or your knee, or not. It's okay. And take several breaths here. If your foot is on top of your thigh, you might feel your heel pressing up against your ascending colon. That's a nice thing for your digestive system. Yeah, have one more breath in this posture. And then with your next inhale, lift your torso, slide your hands back, and extend your left leg forward. Ah. Dandasana. Have your hands alongside your hips. Your femurs in a neutral position. And take a slow breath. Okay, let's do the other side. So beginning by lying on your back. This time, left ankle above the right knee. Drawing the legs in towards the chest, threading and wrapping the arms. The hands find each other. Active feet here. Ah, yeah. Take a few breaths. The left leg externally rotating. And the right leg internally rotating. Seeing that in your mind's eye. If you can't feel it in your body yet, you will. You'll get there. Have one more breath. See if you're holding tension in your jaw. Let it go. And then releasing your hands, bring your left foot to the floor. Use your arms for support and work your way up onto your sitting bones. Bring your right foot over to the left side of your mat, stacking your shins. Fire log posture. Hands on either side of your hips. Closing your eyes. Go deeper. Slow down your breath. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Let the tip of your tongue rest below your teeth. Broaden the back of your throat. And listen to the sound of your breath. Slide your left foot to your outer right hip, right foot to outer left hip. Stack the knees as best you can. Rest your fingertips on your mat. Active feet. The outer edges of each foot press onto the mat. Draw the inner legs in toward each other. If you know Mula Bandha, engage Mula Bandha. Lift up along your spine. Broaden across your upper chest. And listen to the sound of your breath. Anchoring both sitting bones onto your mat. It's easy for the left side to become a little bit lighter now. Try to make it heavy. Try to weight it as much as the right sitting bone. A gentle effort is enough. And now, placing the left sole of your foot next to your right knee, bring your hands behind you. You can bend your elbows, let your belly move away from your thigh, and take a deep inhale to lengthen the front of your spine. Good. As you exhale, bring your left hand behind you and your right arm to the outside of your left leg. This is all working nicely. Bend the elbow, fingertips point up towards the sky, maybe bringing the tip of the thumb and index finger together. Feeling the ball mound of the left big toe pressing down into the mat. Press the arm into the leg to help you feel that, the physical sensation. And if you still can't feel it, just feel it through your imagination. As you press into the ball mound of your big toe, connect to the outer left hip, drawing the outer left hip back, turning the shoulders, maybe the head. Slow down your breath. With each inhale, let your belly soften. And with each exhale, draw the navel back and up. With your next inhale, release the twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Extend your left leg straight. Bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of the leg. Here's option one. Variation is to bring your right hand underneath your left calf. Your left hand holds your right foot. Lift the leg, moving the muscle of the calf away from the bone. Place the foot to the hip crease. Here, this is called an Ardha Padmasana, a half lotus pose. You'll want your knee to be on the ground. If it's not, consider going back to having your foot to the inside of the thigh. Okay. Bringing your hands forward of your hips on either side of your leg. Take a deep inhale and lengthen the front of your spine. And as you exhale, walk your fingers forward and fold forward. Inhale, find length. Exhale, go deeper, even if it's a tiny amount. Inhale, press the extended legs, bones down into the mat. Exhale, fold a little bit more. If you easily catch your foot, go ahead. Draw your chin down and in, and rest your forehead to the shin or to the knee, if that's available, and take a few breaths. If your foot's on top of your thigh, this time your heel is pressing into your descending colon. It's very nice for your digestion. Enjoy. Take another breath. And then inhale, walk your hands back, lift your torso up, and straighten your right leg. Okay, that was the sequence of postures that lead to Padmasana. So now we'll do Padmasana. Here we go. Bend your right knee. And just like we were doing earlier, you can use your hands to help lift the leg, placing the foot into the hip crease. Right now, the right foot into the left hip crease. You want your right knee to be able to touch the ground here. And you keep this foot, both feet active. Yes? Now, adding the left leg, bending the knee, we can help the foot up to the other hip crease. Yeah, we can draw the knees in toward each other. Now you can see, maybe, right? My left knee is not all the way on the ground. I have further to go in this posture, but that's okay, right? It's okay for now. For this posture, we'll do Lotus Mudra. So you bring the base of your palms together, the pinkies and the thumbs, and then the inner palms and the 3 center fingers are separated and open like the petals of a lotus flower. You might place that in front of your heart, opening yourself to receive whatever it is you need right now. Slow down your breath. Let yourself attune to the sound of your breath, the flow of your breath through your body. Releasing your hands. Gently help the legs apart, extending them straight. Here, if you need to gently pedal out your legs, that's fine, but don't make any big movements. Keep it subtle. Keep yourself in that quieter place. So small movements if needed. And have a breath. We'll do the other side. So, left leg in first, bending the knee, using the hands to lift the lower leg and place the left foot to the inner hip, the hip crease of the right leg. Bending the right knee and letting the hands help place that foot, right foot up. Knees coming in toward each other. The feet are very active, really active. The toes flexing towards the shins and the soles of the feet are becoming taut. You can bring your hands back to Lotus Mudra. And while you sit here and breathe a few breaths in Padmasana, I'd love to read to you about the benefits of this posture from one of my favorite books called The Spiritual Science of Kriya Yoga by Goswami Kriyananda. So, He says here, the lotus pose assists deep interning. It is used to increase awareness in the inner planes, which is most beneficial for spiritual unfoldment. Secondly, the lotus pose closes off the lower two chakras and part of the third chakra, allowing the life currents, the prana, to enter the higher chakras. When this happens, we can experience our thoughts and desires more clearly. We can become aware of some of the things that we were unaware of, some of the things that were happening subconsciously, right? When we lift up out of the lower chakras. Let's see, is there anything else? Well, I'll just read this. If it doesn't make sense, reach out to me. It says, this posture opens the center channel. I'll just leave it there. This posture opens the center channel. And this center channel in Sanskrit is called Sushumna. We try to move our energy in and up and down through this channel, which moves us into a state of balanced self-conscious awareness, which could be a goal for your yoga practice. So wherever you are, let's have one more breath. And then releasing the legs. Let's extend them straight. Dandasana. We're going to lie on our backs and take 5 breaths in Shavasana. Just 5 more breaths. 5 wonderful breaths. Allowing the benefits of your practice to sink in. And then as you're ready, bend your knees, placing the soles of your feet onto your mat. And roll over onto one side and take a breath in a fetal posture. Use your hands on the floor for support and lift. Now into just any comfortable, simple sitting position. And we can bring our hands together, palm to palm, as a symbol of friendliness, of gratitude. Thank you for practicing yoga. I hope you all are healthy and well. And may Padmasana, right, bring you even more better health, greater ease, greater well-being. Thank you. Namaste. Do, do. Someone's honking their horn.